All right, ladies and gentlemen, on the top of your notes, you should be writing week 29, review week 1, units 1 through 3. Now, this is review. You will see that it is not like my lectures. My expectation is you are not writing down every single word because A, you won't be able to keep up. B, that's not the point of this. What is the point is you should be making notes about the connections of like vocab term that I'm going to pull through. Is everyone clear on that? Now, if I'm talking about something that you have straight up no recollection, then you should be hustling trying to get down as much as you can because this is the second time I will have taught it and it is absolutely the last time that I'm going to teach it. So with that being said, if this is new information that you have never heard about, then you better scratch away. However, you will also see that it's not me standing up here and pointing at the thing. It is me calling on you and saying, hey, tell me about this. And it is calling you and holding you accountable for information. I'm going to be as kind as I can. I am telling you, the more you participate, the better it's going to be. Is everyone clear? All right, let's do it because I got a lot to cover because we're doing all of Unit 1. Okay, with that being said, here we go. Let's start with China. Song Dynasty is the foundation of China. Song Dynasty is the cultural heartbeat. For us, it is imperial bureaucracy. What is an imperial bureaucracy, Cyrus?
It's one where the government controls the religions.
No. What's an imperial? Who's in charge? Who's in charge of an imperial bureaucracy? What do we got, Kira? Emperor's in charge. And what makes it a bureaucracy? What is a bureaucracy, Sailor?
It's where people have to take, they have to be qualified for a job so they can say no.
Okay, hold on. You are completely correct, but that's unique to China. What is a bureaucracy? Every government in the world has a bureaucracy. What is a bureaucracy? Oh, my AP Gov kids better be raising their damn hand. What's a bureaucracy? Kaylin?
Like where government officials work for them.
Yes, the more government officials there are, the larger the bureaucracy. The less government officials, the smaller the bureaucracy. A centralized imperial bureaucracy means the governor, the emperor controls every single decision inside of China, and then it's implemented by the bureaucracy. That's what it is. Okay, you need to know that in order to get a government job, Chase, how does it work? How do you get a government job?
You have to take the civil service exam.
And the civil service exam is based on what? What's it based on? All the things on it are based on what? No. What is it, Micah? Confucianism, absolutely. What is Confucianism, Reese? I like the nails.
Oh, thank you. It's a religion.
It's not a religion, it's a belief system.
Oh.
So, but go ahead.
It's like based on
It's pro what?
with respect to your family members.
And what's that called? What's that vocab term?
Filial piety.
Filial piety. It's based on filial piety. Remember the man of the house, the emperor, the 5 relationships. What else is Confucianism all about? Ella? It's pro-government. Okay? Who is the dude behind Confucianism? Will? Confucius, a.k.a. Confucius. Okay, he's living in a very troubling time during the Qin Dynasty. You don't need to know that. Because he lives in a troubling time, he is super pro-government. Why does the Song Dynasty implement this? Why? Roth?
It's because because it is very pro-government, and if they're spreading this belief system that is pro-government.
There you go. How long does it, when does the merit system in the pro-Confucian end? Sailor?
Was it
Yuan Dynasty cuts it out. Why does the Yuan Dynasty cut it out, Emily?
The Young Dynasty cuts it out because
They're what? Oh my god, my heart is broken. Did you hear it? It just cracked. What is it, Rylan?
The Mongols.
Yes! And the Mongols hate who, Rylan?
The Chinese.
So who do they bring in?
Persian.
Yes, because they like their...
They like to keep themselves.
To a degree. They're also like shaming the Chinese horribly. Persian bureaucracy is a lot more simple and easier to control, which is why the Mongols take it. Okay, there are two, never mind. Okay, well, I was going to go somewhere else. Do you see what I'm doing here, ladies and gentlemen, where I'm tying vocab terms? This is essentially your brain dump, right? Okay, when you hear civil service, you should be thinking Confucianism, Confuzi, you should be talking about bureaucracy, those types of things. That's what we're connecting it to. I just covered Confucianism. Let's talk Buddhism. What is Buddhism, Tejas?
Is a religion based off of education,
Where is it starting?
starting in India,
Well, India is not a place because India was not created until 1947.
Southeast Asia.
No, it's not in Southeast Asia. That's Thailand. South Asia. It starts in South Asia. It is in rejection of what, Lucy? No, Confucianism is not in South Asia. Zoe. Caste system. It is in rejection of the caste system. Okay, that's why it's in South Asia. Okay. What is another important fact that you need to know about Buddhism, Sailor?
It wants to end all of suffering.
Sure, it's all about no more suffering. That suffering is the human experience, so just embrace it. Roth?
It combines with Confucianism and Hinduism.
Okay, we're gonna get to New York. It's the most popular religion on what road? Silk Road until what, Haley? It's the most popular religion on the Silk Road until what religion's created? No. Nope. Kira? Islam. It is the most popular religion on the Silk Road until Islam. You need to know that Buddhism will become popular in China. It will become very popular in Southeast Asia. And it stays okay popular in India. Okay, Neo-Confucianism. What is it? What is it, Penelope?
Combination of Buddhism and Hinduism.
There you go. What country is it the most influential in? Yeah, this country will turn its back on Shintoism and embrace this. Nina, Japan is where Neo-Confucianism has a huge following. It is a blending of Confucianism and Buddhism. It is so important to Japan that it will start making Japanese people concerned about protecting their culture. So much so that Japanese people will eventually close their door. Because remember, the traditional religion in Japan is Shintoism. They will, because of trade with China, they will get exposure to what will become Neo-Confucianism. That will change the fabric. As more exposure from China comes to Japan, they end up closing their door. What do you got?
How long are they closed for?
Oh, we haven't closed doors yet, but this is going to lead to them closing their doors.
But what was the time?
You're in the 1200s during the Mongols, and then you're going to close again in the 1600s. 1400s. What do you got?
What's the belief change between Confucianism and
All you need to know for AP World, from Shintoism to Neo-Confucianism, or
what does Neo-Confucianism what's
it's just a blending of Buddhism and Confucianism. It's two duality. That's all you need to know is that it's a blending of those two. If you know that, you're fine. Micah. They do close their doors twice. The first time they're going to do it during the Mongols, and the second time they're going to do it in the 1400s, in the 1500s. Okay, here we go. Song China. A couple things you need to know that's uniquely China. You need to know it is going to have a scholar gentry. Scholar gentry are who? What do we got? Bella.
They were the educated people in the song.
And what are they educated in?
In Confucius.
There you go. Okay, foot binding. The song you're going to have it's going to come back in the Ming, of course. You should know that. You need to know that the song are a tributary. What is a tributary system, Rickert?
Does it conquer other territories? It just
It does conquer other
Well, yeah, but
territories.
it makes them pay money instead of taking over the government.
Yes. I don't like I know what you're trying to say, and you're not wrong, but the way you're saying it's confusing. Roth, clean it up.
They conquer areas, and in order to give them autonomy, they have to give them something in return, like money or crops.
Do you see the difference? I conquer you, and if you want to stay in charge of your people, you pay me. That's the difference. So they do get conquered, but in order to have Biden still be our president, if China takes us over, we pay a tribute. Does that help? Okay. Okay, tributary system. Obviously, the song are going to have it. What are other famous tributary societies? There's a couple big ones. Rylan.
the Aztecs?
Aztecs. You need to know cold flat. We're gonna get to the Aztecs here in a few minutes. Probably like 10 minutes. What do we got? What's another famous tributary system? These are the coolest people we studied all year, and the only week you saw me generally happy until today, because I love review. Zoe. Mongols. The Mongols are a tributary system everywhere except where? No, Persia, they're definitely a tributary system. Oh, Russia's super tributary, which is why they hold on to Russia for a really long time. Okay, yeah, I want you to know the Mongols are going to hold Russia the longest under their tributary system. That's why the Mongols are in power in Russia the longest. What do the Russians call, what do the Mongols call Russia? Kira, you are crushing it today, and it makes my heart so happy. Golden Horde. Killing it on the knowledge today. Golden Horde, tributary system, longest held, which is why the Mongols hold it as long as they do. Persia, the Persian Ilkhanate is also a tributary system. The Yuan dynasty is controlled by the Mongols directly. Why would they want to control the Yuan dynasty? Think about it logically, it makes sense. Rylan?
Because they like resent the Han.
Okay, pettiness, and I'm all about the pettiness, but that's not the best reason why they want to hold on to Yuan China. Why?
Because China was the center of trade.
Yeah, it's where all the money is. It's where all the money is. Now, I appreciate pettiness, but they want the money. What do you got?
So China was the place they didn't have.
It is the only place they have a direct control over. Now, are they good at ruling? No, they're really bad at it, but we'll get to that. Okay. Are we ready for it? This is what you've been waiting for. Champa rice. It's back. Okay, what is Champa rice? Evan.
It's like a sustainable crop from Vietnam that has two, I forget the word.
Starts with a C. Snoop Dogg does it.
Crips.
Yeah. Are you shocked that I know that? Anyway. No. It is my other. Thank you for recognizing that. Okay. Champa rice. It has 2 crips a year, or 2 harvests a year. What is the impact of it? What is the impact of Champa rice? So Champa rice, we have it. What's the impact of it, Christian?
They get like a food surplus and proto-industrialized.
Yes! A food surplus causes proto-industrialization. What is proto-industrialization, Bo?
When the country is making more goods than it can sell.
Oh, shit. That's a bomb answer, Bo. That's a bomb answer. It is when a country is producing more items than it needs. Whew. I like it. All right, what's the impact of it? What's the next step, Ella?
China then experience, because they don't have to focus so much on farming, China then gets focused more on like trade and technology, leading to them becoming a center of the economic world.
Yes, this took forever in first period. Thank you, Ella. Hi. Because of Champa rice, it allows for proto-industrialization. Less people are farming, more people can start making specialty craft goods. Because of that, they have a surplus with Bo's beautiful definition. And that makes China a beacon of trade, a mecca of trade, even though it's way too early to use the word mecca as a beacon of something, but we will ignore that. It becomes a center of trade, which allows them to gain wealth. What are some of these specialty luxury goods that China has and no one else does? Penelope? Porcelain, silk, spices, don't forget that as well. Perfect! Dar al-Islam. What does Dar al-Islam mean? What does it mean? Kaylin? House of Islam or House of Wisdom, either or all, except you need to know that these are your first Islamic empires. So let's talk about it. What is Islam? Who is the prophet, Cyrus? Muhammad is your prophet. Muhammad, what is the name of the holy text, Lucy? The Quran. There's 2 spellings. What are the 2 spellings, Lucy? So smart. Okay, we have 2 Qurans. It is known as the direct and unchangeable word of God. Why does the Quran have that, but the Bible definitely doesn't have that term? Why? Roth?
The Quran was written by Muhammad.
Okay, it's not written by Muhammad. Let's be clear about that. He doesn't sit there and, like, write it down.
It's like
He does what?
he
He dictates.
dictates the gospel.
Okay, he dictates to a scribe. Okay. What did Jesus do? Nothing! Nothing! No. Okay, don't go home and say Jesus did. I did not. That's not what I said. Okay, it is what I said. It's not what I meant. Jesus did lots of things. Okay, he did lots of things, and I'm trying to get out of this.
Real quick.
Jesus did lots of things. So do not go home and say, Miss Bennett said Jesus did nothing. Jesus was like an amazing dude who was doing like amazing things. But was he telling people to write it down? No. Jesus was like doing, like living his life. And then like 30 years after the fact, everyone's like, oh my God, that was wild. We should write it down. So 30 years after Jesus like turned water to wine, all of a sudden everyone starts writing it down 30 years later. That's the difference. There's a huge delay between his best friends writing down the stories and the actual events occurring. If you saw a dude turn water into wine and make like thousands of loaves of bread, wouldn't you write it down?
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you got?
Would it also,
Did I save it? Did I save it? Okay.
would it also have something to do with the fact that Muhammad was like the last prophet of like the Islamic
Okay,
faith?
yes. They are all tied. Christianity, Islam, Judaism are all tied together because they're all called what, Wade? Abrahamic religions. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism because they're all founded by Abraham. Islam believes it's the third and final chapter. Jesus is chapter number. So, what religion is the founding religion of the Abrahamic, Sailor? Judaism. Judaism is the oldest religion we study. What is the second oldest religion we study? What do you got? Kira, you are crushing it. I am living. What do you got?
Hinduism?
Yes. She's crushing it. Hinduism is the second oldest. You need to know that all three of them are tied and they're built on top of each other. So if you are a Muslim, do you respect Jesus? Yes, he's a prophet. He's not the final prophet. He is just a prophet. Okay. So, Darul Islam, you need to know that when Muhammad dies in 522, okay, when Muhammad dies, it's not 522. Is it 632? My God, 632. When Muhammad dies, Islam is just on the Arabian Peninsula. Okay, it is the empires, the Islamic empires that spread Islam. Okay, when Muhammad dies, it's only located on the Arabian Peninsula. However, it is the Islamic empires that are going to spread it. The first major Islamic empire is the Abbasid Caliphate. Okay? You need to know that it is going to reach all the way to Spain and what we call Al-Andalus. Al-Andalus will be in existence under Muslim control for 900 years. Okay? What is the name of the married couple who will reconquer Spain? It's the only Spanish couple you know. Lucy. No, that sounds very British, doesn't it? William? How many Williams do you know that have like a Spanish accent to it? Evan.
I don't have the answer, but can you like go over back to like the Abbasid Caliphate and just like.
Hold on. What is the answer to my question, Ott? Yeah, it's Ferdinand and Isabella. And what year do they do it? I sing a song about this year and this year alone. 1492. And what else did Ferdinand and Isabella do in 1492? Ott? You only need to know two people. They happen to be married in Spain, and they do two things in the same year. Isn't that wonderful? Ferdinand and Isabella, the only two Spanish people you need to know. Okay? You need to know in 1492, they did some shit. They reconquered all of Spain. So that means, what does it mean to be reconquered? When I say the reconquista, what do we mean by that? Sailor.
Like they pushed Muslims out of Spain.
Yes. They pushed all the Muslims out of Spain. It's now all, Spain is very, they're not Christian, they're what? Catholic. They're super, super Catholic at this point. Okay? So, 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella, they are going to the Reconquista, which will finally push Al-Andalus out, which is the connection you need to know. And of course, we have Columbus doing Columbus thing. What you need to know about the Abbasid Caliphate, it is going to be one of the largest expanding. It is the one that solidifies Islam as a power. It is also going to be the mathematical and science foundation of the world. During Unit 1, do you want to live in Europe? Hell no. Hell no. During this time, they're playing with sticks and dirty and gross. And like the Muslims show up and they're like, ew. Okay? In the Middle East, they have ice cubes. In the desert. They do surgery. They brush their teeth. Yes. Okay, they're doing cool shit. Okay. Islam, as we talked about, we already know. You do need to know Sufism. I've taught you this 4 bajillion times. Haley, what are Sufis?
The people who believe or follow like Muhammad and think he's the prophet.
No,
People
that's
that
a
follow him.
Muslim.
Oh.
Nina.
It's a mystical movement and also like close into inner reflection.
Okay, cool. But like, why do we care about them?
Because they made Islam more popular because they were more accepting to other religions.
Yeah, they made it more popular. Why? What cool shit did they do?
You could be a Muslim but still follow your tradition.
Fine. And these are all very academic of you, Nina. Incorrect, Nina. But what's the cool shit about Sufis? Emily? Yeah. Do they do like magic? Mystical. I know, but that's like fancy talk. They do like magic. Why is that so important? Why is the fact that they do magic important? Emily? Yes. Okay, if I could read you from the Quran, fine. Or I can do like fireworks and like pew pew, and you can say Allah, and you'd be like, cool. I do love review. I love it because I can hit everything I like really, really quick. Southeast Asia. Okay, you need to know that Southeast Asia is decentralized until the Europeans come. Okay? Why? It's very easily explained. Think about the geography. Roth. Well, that's in South Asia and a little bit of Southeast Asia. But why is Southeast Asia decentralized, Wade?
They don't have the technology to.
Okay, no. No, don't talk shit about them. They're lovely. They have technology. Why, Christian?
Like, you know, I saw like a bunch of little islands.
Yeah, it's a bunch of little islands. Is it easy to conquer a bunch of islands? No, China's trying to do it with Taiwan. Things aren't going well. Good. So, conquering islands, that's why it's super decentralized. You need to know, how do they make money? How do they make money? Micah? They're traders, and what 2 routes are they on? There you go. They're in the IOB and they're on the Silk Road. Because keep in mind, the Silk Road, is it just a road? Is it one road? No, it's in the idea. It's the concept. Okay. What would be a modern day country in Southeast Asia, Chase? This is the map you did last week. No. Evan.
The Philippines.
Philippines is a great answer. What else? Tejas. Vietnam. No. No, Vietnam is in East Asia. Ella. Indonesia, absolutely, all day. Roth. Malaysia. Thailand is the other big one that you should know. Okay, that's all in Southeast Asia. If you don't know your geography, you have to figure it out. You have to know your region. You have to know your region. Okay, in Southeast Asia, there are 2 major religions. What are the 2 major religions, Maggie? Hinduism is in Southeast Asia, and what's the other one? Buddhism. Those are the 2 major religions. Why is Hinduism in Southeast Asia, and why is that super unique? Let's talk, why is that super unique, Rylan?
Is it because they're trading with the South Asian?
And why is it super unique that it's only in Southeast Asia?
Oh, it's because the Hindu traders go to Southeast Asia and they stay.
And they're so close together because Hinduism rarely leaves what region? India. There are no Hindus outside of Southeast Asia in any large numbers until the 1970s. And that's when the United States opened their doors specifically to India. And that's why the 2nd largest population of Hindus in the world is where? Here in the United States. Pretty much all Hindus stay in India. Very little geographic movement until the 1970s. Okay, the 3rd largest is England. Why England?
Because they colonized.
Yes, they did. All right. So, Southeast Asia, Buddhism and Hinduism. The unique one is Hinduism. It's the only place it naturally spreads. And what AP art installation piece do you have to know? Nina? Buddhism, but it does have Hinduism components to it. Yeah, first period did not know that. Here we go. Americas is your next subheading. Okay. Why don't we know much about the Americas? Why don't we know much? Come on, now every damn hand should be up. How many times did we talk about this? Tejas? No. Rickard?
The only written accounts are Europeans.
Yes, there's no written language. You need to understand that. So the first time we get a written language, we get written documents is when, Rickard? What year?
1492.
Because who crossed the ocean blue? Columbus. There you go. So Columbus represents what country, Bella? Spain. Because who sent them there? Yes. So Ferdinand and Isabella are sending Columbus. Why are they sending Columbus, and what's the whole reason why he's going, Maggie?
To find
Oh no. Why is Columbus going this way? Will? No, he's not. That's Drake. No. Micah,
because they're trying to find India for the spices.
what is the traditional route to get to Africa at this point in 1492, Micah?
You're like
What the hell are you talking about, Micah? You think you're going over the Arctic? Hello! In 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue because he's Spanish. The Spanish hate what country, Reese? Who's their big rival they hate more than anything? Oh my goodness gracious. Cyrus. No. Bo.
Portugal.
No, it's Portugal. Okay, Portugal. Let's write this down. We don't know it. Portugal is going to be the first country that sails around the Horn of the tip of Africa, the South Passage. They are the first ones. And while they're going around the coastline of Africa, what are they setting up? What type of system, Christian? Trade post empires. So every port they pull in, they put a flag and say, mine. So any ship that goes into the ports has to pay a tariff. Okay, so the Portuguese control pretty much all of the coast of Africa because of the first ones to sail. Does anyone know who the first one to do it is? No, Magellan's the first one to circumnavigate. Roth? No. Rickard?
Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama is your first one to sail around the Horn. It's not the Horn of Africa. Is it the Horn? Cape of Good Hope. Thank you. He's the first one to sail around the Cape of Good Hope and make it all the way to India. He gets there, comes back, and he makes crazy amounts of money. Vasco da Gama. The Portuguese are the first major navigational powerhouse in Europe. It's going to fall very quickly to the Spanish. The Spanish come next. The Portuguese are the first to rise, but they're going to fall. Spain is going to send Christopher Columbus west to go east. Why? Simplify it, pull it back together. Why, Haley?
To find fastest.
To what?
To find a way, like a new way around.
Okay, but
some
really
spices.
why? They don't really care about fast. They're trying to...
Beat Portugal.
No. Cyrus? They want to avoid the tariffs. They don't want to pay their enemy, their sworn enemy. Okay? Every single one of you has someone you hate really passionately. I'm visualizing mine, and I would do nothing to help that person. I mean it. She deserves it.
I know, it's funny. Just
Would
to
that
hear you
be...
say it.
What, that I'm Miss Petty and I say it out loud?
No,
to a
I
bunch
know
of
you
high
are. It's
school
just like
students?
funny.
I hate her, and I would do nothing to support her. Anything. That's how Spain feels about Portugal. That's why they're sending Columbus off into the middle of nowhere, hoping he makes it. Did they know the
No.
world was round?
No.
Yes, they did. I taught you this. Damn it.
They did.
They knew the world was round. What was the gamble? What was the gamble, sailor?
To see if it didn't.
No. What is the gamble, Zoe? Yes, they don't know if they have enough food and water to get there. They know the world is round. Hello, they're not idiots. We only have modern day idiots who think the world is flat. Okay. Columbus, 1492, they're trying to avoid all the tariffs controlled by the Portuguese. Okay? When they land, we have conquistadors. Who is the conquistador that conquers the Aztecs, Bella? Cortez. Hernan Cortez conquers the Aztecs. Okay? You need to know that they are polytheistic. They do bloodletting. They also have Tea City or whatever. Okay? Tea City has an homage on the Mexican flag. What is on the Mexican flag today in kindness, Rickard?
Eagle with its naked smell.
On a
Cactus.
cactus. And why do they have that on the Mexican flag?
Because that was like in like the Aztec religion.
Okay,
that was where,
perfect.
like, the
And
Holy
why
Spirit
was it inconvenient when the Aztec searchers found a eagle with a snake in its mouth on a cactus?
It was in the middle of the lake.
It was in the middle of a lake, which led the Aztecs to create what? Land formation! Rylan.
Chiapas,
And what are they?
floating islands.
Floating islands, okay, that they're growing crops on, which means they had a floating city. When the Spanish arrived, did the Spanish impress or they talk shit about it? They're like super impressed people. It's like the second largest city in the world. We did not finish, but that's what review looks like. Do we like it?
It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
It's kind of also like, it's just like a lot.
No, because we gotta move. And look at how much stuff I haven't covered.
Are we gonna cover it tomorrow or are we done?
Nope, we're done with one. We're going to two. Yeah, the lecture. Welcome to review.